In this video, we're going to do an update on the Explorer vehicle. We're going to add a bathroom, add a jail, and then go from 4 to 6 wheels. So after the last video, a lot of people really liked how the interior of the Explorer vehicle was coming along. Everybody loved the bunks and the tables and places to eat and places to sit and drive. But a few people mentioned how there was no place to go to the bathroom. They were asking, where's the crew go to the bathroom? What are they going to do? And honestly, I'd thought about that too, but didn't really think about adding it until people started asking me. And then I realized, the way that this is built, it's in modular sections. I could just add another module and try to add a bathroom there. So I started taking the vehicle apart. What's nice is, I tried to keep it modular with screws and nuts so I could take the parts, apart, separate things. And so I slid the module in, it lined up perfectly, and, it still looked really good, like an integrated part of the vehicle. So then I thought, what could this be? Like, how would I lay it out? Started mocking it up, putting characters in there. I figured the bathroom could be on one side, do sort of like an RV, like toilet, shower kind of thing. But then maybe the other side could be storage. Maybe, we could stand up a motorbike in there. So, I looked at camper vans, overlanding vehicles. Then I thought for the other side, like, why not do a jail here? I love how the jail is in the playset for G.I. Joes and stuff like that. It'd be an awesome place to kind of keep like a bad guy or something. So I jumped into 3D and started modeling things out. It definitely looked like it would work. The bathroom on one side and a jail on the other side. I didn't want to put a door on the bathroom. I figured, I could maybe like put some kind of curtain or something like that, like a shower curtain they could pull in front of that. But the other side for the jail or the prison, I definitely wanted that swinging kind of door, like on the G.I. Joe, headquarters playset. And so I had the toilet kind of integrated into the wall, then like a bigger kind of sci-fi looking piece that would stick on the wall, like it held water, or, chemicals or something like that, and then like a shower head and a toilet paper roll. Gotta have everything there. And then the door for the prison would have sort of like a keypad. So modeled that, printed it out. Wanted the toilet seat to actually work and the jail door to actually open and close. And so I use this method a lot. I'll use the little kind of pin drill I've got and drill like a 1mm hole through that. I've actually modeled it, but sometimes the resin will fill that up or partly fill it up, and then just put a paper clip or a 1mm stainless steel rod through there. This was also a chance to do the overhead hatch and get that working. And then there is the jail cell door, which operates really well. I was shocked. Like it came out really good. You can see I put a little bit of styrene in the bottom to give the door height, so it wouldn't sit on the bottom frame. Here you can see the bathroom. It came out really good. Everything fits in there. It's a little tight, but it feels like what you'd expect in like a mobile home or in a submarine or something like that, some kind of military craft. It's just got all that it needs. And if I make a shower curtain at some point, we could push that off to the side, and then people could go in there and be a wet bath. Out back looks like he fits fine. I didn't try the larger figures, but definitely the G.I. Joes fit there. Taking care of business. So now there will be no question about how these guys can survive when they're on their missions exploring dangerous areas. And then if they get a criminal, look at that, you can lock them up. Just the coolest thing in a playset, I think, is the prison. I might even cut like a trap door in the bottom or something, if he wants to escape, or a breakaway wall. That might be kind of cool. But this is kind of neat. If they catch like a wild beast or some kind of creature, they could lock it in there. But you could also use it for storage. So I'm glad people brought this up, and it really, really kind of inspired me to add the bathroom, and that led to the jail. And now I feel like the Explorer vehicle's got a really good interior. Well, with that new bathroom and that jail, we've extended the vehicle, so it's a little bit longer. And this kind of brought up something that's kind of been bugging me a little bit. The wheelbase, or just how many tires are on this vehicle. So there you see a mock-up. What if we went 6x6? I've been thinking about this a lot. And I've been looking at, they got like nice 6x6 chassis. I've been looking at 1/10 scale and 1/18 scale. But one thing I thought of was, what about getting... kind of like a cheaper way to go is getting this this trailer, because I thought then I could end up with just one more axle and part of a chassis, because they just kind of use a piece of the chassis to make that wagon. So I got that for $20, and I was thinking, hey, what if I just cut this and kind of weld it or somehow attach it to the back. And look at that. I mean, it looks so much better with 6 wheels, right? So I figured, let's get to work. Let's try this. So this felt like proper kind of auto shop work in here. So I'm cutting the frame and, you know, just using my Dremel and I guess like a sanding wheel. And that cuts through almost any metal really easily. I tried bending it. This thing wouldn't bend at all. And later I run into issues with this chassis. It's made of like diamonds. So, you know, lined it up, looked good. So I figured I would just cut, you know, like little notches, and that would help me bend the metal. So you see there, I cut a notch that lets me make a 90-degree turn here, you know, or angle, you know, without too much force. I mean, it definitely makes it a little weaker because the metal's like a bit thinner there, but, you know, this is like a toy car. It doesn't have to be super strong. And even with the metal being pretty thin like that, it's still like really, really strong. So I thought that was great. You know, this should now slip onto the chassis. And so, you know, lining it up, looks good. It's a little too much space. I wish I had like gotten it a little bit tighter, but that's not so bad. So I got some styrene, and I figured I would just make spacers using that. I think this is like 2 mil styrene or something like that, and I might have had to double it up. Maybe my gaps were like 3 or 4 millimeters, but not too bad. So, you know, just kind of stacked up the styrene, glued it together, and then you know, taped it together and got ready to drill. Now I have a bunch of like drill bits that are supposed to drill metal. Nothing could get through this. It must be hardened steel, because I couldn't get through it with a drill bit. My normal drill bits. I had to order this like crazy kind of all-purpose super drill bit off of Amazon, and it finally went through, but wore out my arms. It took me like 2 nights doing this. But then I bolted it together, and this thing's solid. It was worth it. It's really nice. I almost got my welder out and like tried welding it, but I figured that would melt all the plastic and stuff. But there you can see, it looks so good, and it's one solid like chassis. You know, I'll trim down those bolts. They look a little lame. And I'd rather have like black Allen nut kind of ones, but those were the only ones I could get like locally real quick in Home Depot. And so took it for a test drive, and on the kitchen floor, it worked really good. It looks good. I will say that the turning radius, I think, has been compromised. Having the extra set of wheels in the back, you know, like it kind of like limits the turning a little bit. And also they're not hooked up to the drivetrain. So it's really still a 4x4. It's not a 6x6. So I'm looking at options for that. I'm still thinking if this chassis doesn't work out, maybe I'll like go and buy like a true proper 6x6 chassis. But for now, I'm going to try one more thing. I ordered a set of 3 axles for a 6x6 vehicle. And so what I'm going to do is try to replace the back axle with the front axle from that set, so I can do counter steering on the last set of wheels. That should be really cool. And then I'll be able to hook those up to the drivetrain, and should have true 6x6. So we'll try that. But anyway, I hope you guys liked what you saw. The 6x6 wheels, or, you know, 6 wheels is really cool. And we got a bathroom and a jail. I think Outback is enjoying his new bathroom, and I think it just adds a lot of fun to the vehicle. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you saw something interesting. I hope we'll see you in the next one. And as always, Yo Joe.